started from the first then. Assertions. Assertions are nothing but the verifying the expected result and actual result, whether they are matching or not. That is what called as the assertion. In assertions, we are having two types of assertions. One is the hard assertion and the other one is the soft assertion. And hard assertion is something that if you're having some set of test cases or some set of test steps, if the assertion fails at one step, it will not execute the remaining steps. It will halt. It will stop the execution, and it will throw the exception then and there itself. And if it is that is the thing about the hard assertion. If it is a soft assertion, it will not stop the execution. In hard assertion, it will stop the execution. It will skip the remaining test steps and it will mark as a failed test case. And in the case of soft assertions, it will not stop the execution. It will execute the remaining test cases too, and it will capture all the exceptions and it will throw at end of the execution. That is about the soft assertion. See, for example, assertion, assert. Assert is a hard assert. In this hard assertion, we are having all the static methods. So we can see on how we are able to access the static methods in another class or in another method. How can we access? Can anyone of you let me know?
By class
using
name.
Using the class.
Okay, if it is in the same class,
directly we can use
Just
that.
by the
Directly.
method name.
okay. If it is a kind of any non-static,
Then we need to create an
Yes.
object.
Yes.
By using object.
yeah, it is in the similar way. As we are having the we are having all the static methods in this hard assert class. We can directly use the methods over there using the class name and the method name. And whereas for the soft assertion, for soft assert class, we are having all the non-static methods. If you could see here, public void assert all, public void do assert. So we are having all the non-static methods. So to get started with the usage of the methods from soft assert class, we need to create object for that soft assert class. Whereas in assert class, we are having only the static methods. So we can use those methods from the assert class by using the class name and method name. That is what the thing that we have used here. See, for example, hard assertion we have discussed, right? It will stop the execution once if we have any test steps fail. See, for example, comment all the remaining code and I will execute only 2 steps. Just yeah, I'm showing you the first implementation of the hard assertions. I will pass. Okay, I'm just trying to execute the thing.
Ma'am, you need to close the braces.
Sorry, I've commented it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Asset dot asset. Yeah, what is the thing? See, I have only one step, so it might not be of much clear for you. So let me try to write the other step also. See, I'll take this here. Okay. Here we are having two statements. One statement is asset dot asset equals. I'm just trying to verify whether two strings are same or not. So I'm just taking a fruit's name, apple and apple. As both the strings matches, it will execute all the remaining steps from here. And if I'm having this step, um, we'll see the execution once. See what happens. I will pass all the steps. I will fail here itself. It is if not matched. It is saying in that way, right? So I'm just trying to change the string here. Orange. And I'm just trying to see whether the steps after the assertion value they are capturing or not. I was not executed. Okay. What we have discussed previously, hard assertion is nothing but if we are having some set of test steps or test cases, and if the expected value and actual value both matches, then it will execute all the remaining test cases or the test steps. And if it fails at any point of time, it will stop the execution and it will skip the remaining test steps. That is what we have discussed previously. So now we have seen on how we have passed all the test steps. So now I'm trying to fail one of the test step and see on how the execution happens. See, and yeah, what happened? It executed until here only, if not matched. It hasn't executed this step also. Why? Because see, for example, what I have written, this is the class name, this is the method name, and I'm trying to verify the expected value and the actual value. And as both the strings were same, it has passed this test step and it has executed the statement as I will pass all the steps. And later it also have here this statement, so it has printed both the statements. And whereas in the next in 17th line, what I have done, I'm trying to match two strings which are not same. Apple and orange both are different, right? So it will stop the execution here itself and it will not execute the remaining test steps. That is what happened here. It didn't execute this step, it has skipped this test step. So and it has clearly given the assertion error, what the error it is. See, expected orange, but found an apple. So it will even give the reason on what the assertion error that we are having also. So it has executed only until this step. Is it clear, team? So if it is failing at any point of time, it will not execute the remaining test steps. The remaining test steps will be skipped. And it will make the method test case as failed. It has shown as a failed test case, right? So it will happen in the similar way. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is about the hard assertion. Now we'll come to soft assertion. As we have previously discussed that we are having the non-static methods, and if we want to make use of those methods, we need to create the object. So the same thing that I have done here, I have created an object for soft asset, and soft asset I have just given it as instead of keeping it as obj, I have given there, and new soft asset. I have created the object for the soft asset class and I'm trying to use the soft asset class methods. So I'll just comment all these things. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm having a value a is equal to 2, b is equal to 3, and I'm just trying to add these both variables and I'm just trying to validate the result. Soft asset dot asset equals. Actual value is, see, actual value is 2 plus 5, 2 plus 3 is 5 and expected is also 5. So the expected and the actual as 2 or same, it will pass the execution and the test step passed. And then what equals asset equals what we are seeing here, both the actual value and expected value are equal and we are saying same, so it will pass the execution. Soft asset dot asset equals, I'm doing the same, I'm just trying to validate the strings whether both the strings were same or not. I'm just trying to do that, then it will say like the test will pass. And now what I'm trying to do, asset dot asset not equals. See, for example, if I you can have in either the way. If you wanted to fail this test step here, You can give it as 5 because the result is 5 and the expected is 5. What I'm saying, trying to do here, I'm trying to do like not equals. If we want to fail this test step, we can reverse the value here. If I give the value 5 here, it will fail the execution. If I give the value as 6, it will pass the execution. Why? Because 6 and 5 are not equal. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm just trying to give us the result value as same. And now what will happen? The test step will be failed. Okay. And later on that, I'm giving few steps also. So one thing you have to make clear in this soft assertion is you have to give this statement once after giving all your test steps. If you give this asset all statement only, then only all the test steps will be executed. And if you have any failure or past, if you wanted to have any clarity on what the things happened, then you should must and should this statement is required in this test step at the end. If you don't give this, you'll not get the clarity on what the steps failed. It will not show you the results on how the things happened. So this statement is must required at the end of the test steps. See, I'll execute the test case once and I'll show the result on how it is. See what happened. Firstly, what we have written the statement as correct. We have written the statement correctly. So it has passed this step also. Test passed, and we have given even this also correctly. So it has passed this step. They printed the statement, and what we have done soft assert dot assert not equals 5, and the actual result is also 5. So it will fail here, but it will not stop the execution. See, it didn't stop the execution, but it has executed all the remaining steps also. Test failed. Yeah, it is clear, right? Just pass. It is pass. It is okay. Whatever the string we have passed, it is coming here. The main intention of this I'm showing you here is the hard assertion. Once after failing any test step, it will not execute the remaining test steps. It will skip the remaining test steps and it will mark the execution as failed. So it is not the case in soft assertion. It will not the halt the execution. It will continue with the execution. Even though this line number 28 has been failed, it has not stopped the execution. It has continued with the execution. It has given all the remaining steps also. So it will continue the execution, and at the last it will show us the assertion error. What happened? What the assertion error happened? The following asserts failed. What is the assertion that has failed? Did not expect 5 but found 5. What we are saying here, we have given some values and we have stored the result in some variable, and we are trying to pass that variable here. So expected is 5 and the result is also 5. And the what assertion statement, assertion method I have used is not equals. If we have given it as an equal, then it might have been passed. Why? Because expected value and actual value are same. So as I have used the method not equals, as the values that we are comparing here are same, this test step will be failed. So it will not stop the execution. It will continue with the execution. It will give the result, and at the last it will show us the assertion error. Now we will see on how the execution will be if the last statement is not given. See, it has completed the execution, but it has not shown on why the test case has been failed. All the results is not being shown here. So if we give this only, then we can get to know on what the assertion errors happened. So the statement is very important to be given at the end of the all steps. Okay, it should be at the last. That is what about the hard assertion and soft assertion. Hard assertion is nothing but it will stop the execution there itself. Now we will see soft and hard assertions together. How it happens. What we have done with the first this statement, we have passed. We are giving the both values same, and in this we are not giving the values as same. See, if we are trying to do all the two together, how it happened? It has executed only two statements. What are the two statements? I will pass all the steps. I will fail here itself if I am not matched. See, it has printed only these two, and we are having many steps after that. As it is a hard assertion, it has skipped all the remaining test steps. It has executed only until this step. That is the main difference between the soft assertion and hard assertion. And if we make this also pass here, then we will see on how the execution happens. See, it has executed all the steps, all the remaining steps. Okay, if any of the test steps fails, then it will stop executing remaining test steps. That is what the main intention is. It will execute until here itself. While in case of soft assertion, it is not the way. It will execute all the remaining test steps also, and it will show us the assertion error at the last. It will capture all the errors and it will show at the last of the execution. Yeah, that's it from my end. Why we are able to use the assert class methods directly, because we are having all the static methods in the assert class. You can see here it, right? Static methods. We are having all the static methods. Whereas coming to the soft assertion, we can't use the methods of the soft assert class directly, as we are having the non-static methods. So we need to create the object for the soft assert class. So we have created the soft assert class, and with that object, we can use all the remaining methods from the soft assert class. And one more thing is, see, for example, if you are having any object created for any, the lifetime will be in the same method itself. If you wanted to use it in another method, it is better to create another object for that method. Why? Because if it is dependent, if it is a situation like one method, for example, if we are having method 1 and method 2, and you have created a object in method 1, and if you wanted to use it in method 2 also, for object method 1 you have created the object, and if you wanted to use the same object for method 2, if method 1 is failing, it will not execute the method 2, it will skip the execution. So it is better to create the object for individually for the methods. And even we are having some of the statements, methods like one second. If we wanted to get the message on what the failure we have got, then we also have assert assert not equals string message. Assert not equals. I'm just passing 5, 4 values are different. Yeah, even we can have this type of methods also. So you can try with all the different possible methods that we are having. I would have given a print statement, right? Just let me give a print statement. I was executed along with the message. Any error messages, if we wanted to capture, then we can use this kind of methods. Okay, this is the way we can use. It has captured the value, and even while printing, yeah,
Ma'am, you are
if you
giving this
sorry,
different value. That's why it's not printing, I guess.
yeah, I have
Method name is
used the method as I have used as not equals. So it is passing. I'm just using
yeah.
this. Yeah, the method I have used is not equals. So the values are given passed as correct only, I guess. Yeah, that is the thing. So we have different methods in both the assert and soft assert classes. So please go through all the remaining things. Yeah, Deepanjana, you were asking me something, right? Can you please go ahead?
Yes, ma'am. I had a doubt on assert all. I'm cleared now.
Okay.
Okay, actually, I placed